Good morning, class. Today I will hand out your socials final exams, and we'll go over your answers. Part 1's on Chapter 1 Colonies of the Wilderness 1814 to 1840 and is true or false. True or false? Many people viewed the United States as a possible enemy of Canada.
The answer is true.
Very good, Truman. True or false? Many people love Montreal because it felt like a European city, and because it is so cosmopolitan.
The answer is true.
Very good, Brian. True or false? Furs had been a precious commodity in Europe and Asia ever since the first furs had been brought back from Canada during the 16th century.
The answer is false.
No, Stuart.
The answer is true.
Very good, Nick. True or false? In the early 19th century, Upper Canada was the newest and most undeveloped of the colonies of British Columbia.
That guy is bald.
Incorrect, Mr. Pidd.
The answer is true.
Very good, Woody. True or false? For poor and displaced tenant farmers from Ireland and Scotland, the chance to own a farm was very attractive.
The answer is true.
Very good, Randy. True or false? Fugitive slaves came to Upper Canada hoping to build new lives. New black communities were founded by the fugitives.
The answer is true.
Very good, Truman. True or false? A representative government is one in which representatives are elected by people to make laws on their behalf.
The answer is true.
Very good, Brian. True or false? Loyalists were Americans who supported American Revolution.
The answer is true.
No, that's false. They were loyal to Britain.
Very good, Truman. True or false? Part of the present-day Ontario was Lower Canada.
The answer is false. That was Upper Canada.
Very good, Truman. True or false? Part of the present-day Quebec was Upper Canada.
The answer is false, that was Lower Canada.
Very good, Brian. Part 2 is on Chapter 2 Building a Nation 1840 to 1867 and is going to be fill in the blanks. Please read the question and then put your answer in the blanks.
Lord Durham had recommended that English culture and values should prevail, and that the colonies should be joined in a union.
Correct.
Many of the new immigrants to Canada came from Ireland and Scotland.
Correct.
Since many native people were desperately poor, the struggle to hold on to their lands was difficult.
Correct.
In 1857, a French scientist, Poupy Butterhead, discovered tiny organisms, the bacilli, that cause many diseases.
That's not his name. His name's Louis Pasteur.
Correct, Truman. Stuart, what you said was incorrect.
In the mid-19th century, every city and most small towns in Canada had one or more newspapers.
Correct.
Most Westerners believe that a blueberry hot dog linked to a strawberry hamburger would foster growth and development for their region.
No, that's wrong.
Most Westerners believe that a railway linked to central Canada would foster growth and development for their region.
That's correct, Randy.
In 1849, Canada passed a bill giving financial compensation to anyone who had lost property during the rebellions.
Correct.
Representatives from all the colonies hammered out details of a new union at a series of meetings known as the conferences.
Correct.
A craftsperson is someone who lived during the era of Queen Victoria, from 1837 to 1901.
No, Stuart.
A Victorian is someone who lived during the era of Queen Victoria, from 1837 to 1901.
Correct.
Depression is a period of low economic activity marked by high unemployment.
Correct. Part 3 is Chapter 3, The Geography of Western Canada. These are matching questions. An igneous rock is formed by the solidification of molten material. A metamorphic rock is changed from its original form through heat and pressure. A sedimentary rock is made up of layer sediments. A fossil fuel is formed by forces from the residue. An evaporite originates by the evaporation of seawater. A plate is a slab of the Earth's crust. Tectonics are the study of forces within the Earth that form its mountain ranges and ocean basins. Vegetation is the natural and undisturbed plants of a region. Geological means the study of the history of the Earth as found in rocks. And topography is the shape of the land. Part 4 is going to be multiple choice. I'm going to ask the questions and you're going to give me your best choice. The hierarchy are people in authority ranked from A. top to bottom, B. left to right, C. all of the above, or D. none of the above?
The answer is A. top to bottom.
Very good, Truman. Top down means A. the police cops, B. adult humor, C. dictatorial, bossy, or D. that grade 10 stinks?
The answer is D. That grade 10 stinks like garbage.
No, Stuart Pitt.
The answer is C. Dictatorial, bossy.
Very good, Nick. Bullishness means A. something holy, B. a malfunctional object, C. another muffin, or D. optimism in money matters?
The answer is A. something holy.
Oh, don't listen to him, the answer is D. optimism in money matters.
Very good, Truman. A middleman is A. a medium-sized man, B. an American, C. someone who acts as a dealer between two parties who want to exchange goods, or D. a second-born man?
The answer is C. Someone who acts as a dealer between two parties who want to exchange goods.
Very good, Brian. A red river cart is A. a red boat on the river, B. a red cart, C. a cart usually pulled by horses, or D. a two-wheeled cart usually pulled by two oxen.
The answer is D. A two-wheeled cart usually pulled by two oxen.
Very good, Randy. White collar refers to A. clerical or professional workers, B. a shirt collar that is white, C. a trades worker, or D. a Catholic priest?
The answer is B. A collar that is white.
Why, that's not right. The real answer is A. clerical or professional workers.
Very good, Woody. Bannock is A. a cookie, B. a kind of flatbread, C. a sandwich, or D. a banner?
The answer is B. a kind of flatbread.
Very good, Truman. Dominion means A. a person from Dominican Republic, B. a rubber duck, C. a game with dominoes, or D. a country that rules itself?
The answer is D. A country that rules itself.
Very good, Nick. A land speculator is A. someone who buys and sells the land, B. a landscaper, C. a golf caddy, or D. a farmer?
The answer is A. Someone who buys and sells land for profit.
Very good, Brian. Provisional government means A. a temporary government, B. a provincial government, C. a legislative government, or D. a conservative government?
The answer is A. a temporary government.
Very good, Truman. Part 5 is a short essay question about Métis on the prairies in 1870 to 1896. Truman, would you like to read what you wrote?
The passing of the Manitoba Act in 1870 had been welcomed by the Métis. Most Métis did not understand the value of the scrip because their traditional economy did not include money or deeds. As a result, many Métis left Manitoba in the early 1870s. In the Northwest, the Métis recreated the pattern of settlement established at Red River at the beginning of the 19th century. The winter of 1874 to 1975 was very difficult for the Métis, as it was for the other Aboriginal nations living on the prairie. The government of Manitoba often threatened the Métis with imprisonment if they did not turn over their scrip to the speculators. Some Métis settled near Fort Edmonton on the North Saskatchewan River. Clark strongly believed that the Métis were inferior, and he used his position to lower the Métis standard of living. It was impossible to make pemmican, which meant loss of food and income for the Métis. Ottawa had extended its power to control the Métis, who would now have no authority to regulate the buffalo hunt.
Part 6 is the last part of this exam, and it's a true or false question about British Columbia to 1896. True or false? The railway was completed in 1885.
The answer is true.
Very good, Brian. True or false? The Pacific Northwest was the first part of North America to be explored and settled by Europeans.
The answer is true.
That answer is actually false. The Pacific Northwest was the last part of North America to be explored and settled by Europeans.
Very good, Truman. True or false? British Columbia entered into Confederation in 1906.
The answer is false.
Very good, Nick. True or false? The terrain of British Columbia made the railway a challenge to build.
The answer is true.
Very good, Brian. True or false? Vancouver became the second stop on the Canadian Pacific Railway.
The answer is false. Vancouver was actually the last stop of the Canadian Pacific Railway.
Very good, Woody. True or false? By 1848, the British government created the Crown Colony of Vancouver Island.
The answer is true.
Very good, Truman. True or false? During the Cariboo Gold Rush, more than 35,000 prospectors arrived in British Columbia.
The answer is false.
No, Stuart.
The answer is true.
Very good, Truman. True or false? Many people came to the interior in the late 1850s and early 1860s because of the Cariboo Gold Rush.
The answer is true.
Very good, Nick. True or false? In 1881, there weren't enough workers to build the BC section of the railway, so large numbers of French people were hired.
The answer is true.
Incorrect, Stuart Pitt.
The answer is false. Chinese people were hired.
Very good, Truman. True or false? The government legalized racial discrimination.
The answer is true.
Very good, Truman. That's it for the exam. Well done, most of you.
That was the hardest math test I ever took, Ms. Slatted.
Oh, Stuart, it's because it's not math, it's socials.